Imagine finding a place where home prices still are within reach, life has a slower, more comfortable pace, and the community feels genuinely welcoming. That place is New Brunswick, a hidden gem that people from across Canada are discovering, and fast. In just a few years, New Brunswick has gone from a quiet corner of the Maritimes, often overlooked, to one of the hottest destinations in Canada. In terms of moving to, we obviously get a lot of snow. People are moving here in droves for a fresh start, affordable housing, and a vibrant, close knit community. However, with potential changes to federal immigration policies, there's a question hanging in the air. How long will this boom last? Today, I'm diving into both the opportunities and the challenges that come with this rapid growth. As a realtor, I see firsthand the excitement of people relocating and investing, as well as the changes this brings to our community. But with all this growth, we have to ask, what happens if the tide slows? Can New Brunswick handle the pressure? And do we have the resources to keep up? If you're new here, I'm Cameron Brioux, a realtor, not an economist. If you're curious about what the future holds for New Brunswick, thinking about making a move, or looking to invest, stick around. And if you are seriously exploring moving to the Moncton area and want to know more about the real estate, you can head down to the first link in the description and book a call with me. All right, we've had a busy few weeks in New Brunswick with our recent election, and sorry, friends in the comments, this is not a political video. I will break down what's happening here in New Brunswick and why this moment could be a turning point for our future. Let's start with the basics. New Brunswick population has been growing at an incredible rate. In 2023 alone, we saw an increase of 3.1%, which translates to about 25,000 new residents, which is a mix of immigrants and Canadians relocating, perhaps from higher priced provinces. The influx of newcomers, or CFAs as they're sometimes called, is fundamentally shifting the housing market, pushing demand to new levels. Since 2020, home prices have surged nearly 20%, and rental prices, well, they're climbing too, putting significant pressure on affordability for both buyers and renters. This demand surge creates a classic supply and demand scenario, with more people seeking housing than there are homes available, and prices will continue to rise. And to be honest, I hear commentary from both long term and new residents about these rising prices. In my conversations with newcomers, renting has become the logical first step. As they get to know the area, get established, it totally makes sense. I typically get calls about school options and safe transit accessible neighborhoods, and what rental accommodations would be a good choice in those neighborhoods. With more and more rental stock hitting the market, there are choices out there. These rental units address immediate demand, but they limit options for those looking to purchase, as new housing stock doesn't include enough affordable homes for sale at that entry level price. When I say entry level, it is vastly different than Toronto and Vancouver, but affordable homes are one big factor that makes New Brunswick appealing. Yes, there are programs for housing. For example, the Federal Housing Accelerator Fund does promise about 3,000 new homes or units in New Brunswick's supply in the next decade, but the focus is primarily on rental. The focus on rental means that potential homeowners still face limited choices within the market. And without a diversified housing supply that includes more single family homes and homeownership opportunities, this imbalance is likely to continue, keeping both rental and purchase pricing higher. The question is, can we build enough and build the right types of housing to meet this demand? With the right focus on diverse housing options, New Brunswick has the opportunity to create a balanced market that works for everyone in terms of housing selection. With new residents come new economic opportunities. Recalling some data from StatsCan and the GMB website, in 2023, New Brunswick added about 13,000 jobs, which dropped the unemployment rate to a record low of 6.6%. Growth was especially strong in healthcare and public administration, partially due to targeted recruitment efforts. However, with seniors making up a large and growing portion of the population, labor shortages, especially in healthcare and skilled trades, are likely to persist. The solution? Obviously, there is a wide range of opinions that are out there, but programs like Working NB and the Labor Force Training Initiative have been pivotal in helping businesses find local talent and in reskilling residents for emerging job opportunities. By scaling up these programs and offering more incentives for local training and retention, New Brunswick could reduce its reliance on temporary foreign labor. Just an opinion. This could create a long term stable employment solution for locals and build a really strong base. New Brunswick population growth has been driven largely by federal immigration policies, which welcome newcomers to fill labor shortages across Canada. But as of last Friday, immigration targets will be scaled back over the next few years. But when you look at the data across Canada, these numbers are already down. And thanks, Daniel Foch, for showing some graphs on Twitter. Speaking from experience, in conversations I've had over the last year, I've spoken to a few families who have come to Canada by way of Ontario, but it didn't really meet their expectations. So they were able to telecommute and or they were hired locally, or they had plans to start a business when they moved here. Others wanted to retire and work part-time here. Again, this is just conversations that I have had, but it helps some of the narrative. The population surge isn't just affecting housing, it's also putting pressure on public service like healthcare and education. These were already stretched before the influx, but now wait times and crowded classrooms are a reality. What can be done? Well, there might be a few questions. Government. With recent change in provincial leadership, Premier designate Susan Holt underscored the importance of immigration programs, but it might be too early to tell what will happen with these programs at this point in time. In summary, New Brunswick's population boom presents both exciting opportunities and significant challenges. On one hand, we're witnessing economic growth, renewed energy, and community revitalization. On the other, this surge is straining housing, public service, and labor resources. Our province is a snapshot of Canada's broader future where economic policy and demographic changes intersect. The choices we make now in workforce development, housing policy, and immigration strategy will define the next chapter for New Brunswick. This is our chance to create a balanced and sustainable future. If you found this video helpful, please show some support and hit that thumbs up button. Thanks for watching, and until next time.